Good evening everybody and welcome to our penultimate Friday night Eclipse of the year. Tonight we're in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where it's truly now or never for superstars if they want any hopes of getting their name called for one final championship match before the end of the year. Tonight, both the Killer Toons and Cyber Idols will begin themselves back on track to be the ones challenging Ascension for Christmas, and Teddie looks to continue his strong form as of late for a shot to challenge Fox. Get ready for a night of high explosive offense, impenetrable defense, and non-stop drama, because this is Eclipse. And here we go, starting off our night. Introducing first, representing the Cyber Idols, it is the Artificial Blade. It is Poppi QT. And her opponent, from the underground, it is Undyne. And here we go, both women ready. And referee rings bell, Undyne immediately running towards Poppi, hitting her with a running clothesline, forcing her back up to her feet. And Poppi with an Irish whip. Diving underneath, jumping over the top, and a spinning back heel kick. And now Poppi going for the cover. There's one, there's two. Now Poppi trapping the arm, stomping on the hand. Trying to disable it early. And a wrist clutch, knee strike. Undyne back up to her feet. And walking Poppi over to the Western ropes. Pulling her away, turning her around rather, and just working on the neck. And Poppi with a reversal with a headbutt, walking Undyne to the northeast corner, but Undyne elbowing out. And now walking Poppi down south, tossing her aside. And Undyne with an elbow drop. And now the spaghetti elbow drop. And now looking for the monster's elbow. Forcing Poppi back up to her feet. And a jawbreaker. Undyne forcing Poppi back up again. Poppi kicks herself out. And now a chicken wing. Dangling backbreaker. Trapping the arm. Stomping on the hand. Double knees to the chest. And now Poppi going for the cover. There's one, there's two. Undyne kicks out. Poppi with a dragon screw takedown. And a leg breaker. Forcing Undyne back up to her feet. And a scoop. Taking Undyne down. And now Poppi with a running elbow to the chest. Poppi with a belly-to-belly slam. Trying to keep Undyne down. And just working on the leg. The leg snap. And now heading up top. Looking for a 540 Phoenix Splash. Undyne gets out of the way. And looking to turn this around quickly. There's a fishhook submission. Poppi immediately turning that into a side slam. Undyne just tossing Poppi into the ring post. And Undyne miscalculating that angle, just tossing herself into the barricade. And now Poppi walking her back to the ring, tossing her back inside. Treating things like normal. And Poppi with a leg breaker. Forcing Undyne up by the wrist, sends her down with a knee. And Undyne going for the cover. There's one, there's two. Poppi kicks out with force. Back up to her feet now. Looking for a clothesline. Undyne just spinning out of the way. And Poppi with an elbow. Sends her down. Handstand double knees. Poppi forcing Undyne back up again. Irish whip. Spinning back heel kick. Undyne gets out of the way. And using that momentum to hit a Tiger Feint clothesline. And another spaghetti elbow drop. Now Undyne, another elbow drop. And now in the corner with a spear. Poppi back up to her feet quickly. And Undyne sending for an Irish whip. Poppi ducking underneath, turning that into a clothesline. And now using a fishhook submission against Undyne. Undyne's gonna fight out. There's 2 Poppi kicks out. Now Undyne in the corner, heading up top. Staring down Poppi. Beautiful flip there. And now in the corner yet again, looking to put a bow on things. There's another spear. I don't think Poppi's going to kick out of this one. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And both competitors should be proud of that match. Undyne for winning and Poppi. Not really seeing many singles matches. Yeah, that is one to absolutely be proud of. And now for our first tag team matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is the Ultimate Pianist, Kaede Akamatsu, and the Ultimate Assassin, Maki Harukawa. They are the Killer Tunes. And their opponents, it is Hatsune Miku and Ibuki Miyota, the Cyber Idols. Here we go, Maki Ibuki, the first in the ring. Referee rings the bell. As Ibuki immediately begins with a snap DDT. And a shot right to the back of the head. Maki fighting her way out. And a takedown into the ground and pound. And now Ibuki tossing Maki into the Cyber Idol's corner. And sending her right into her foot. Grapple from behind, but Maki turns that around. And Maki with a gut-wrenching side slam. And again. And now going for the cover. There's one. Ibuki kicks out. And now Maki tagging Kaede into the ring. Ibuki getting out of the way of the right cross. And Kaede fights her way out, tossing Ibuki back into the northwest corner. Ibuki fighting her way out of the corner though. And now a belly to back suplex. And a tornado kick. Now Ibuki tags out. Miku's in. And now Kaede out. Maki's back in. And Maki with a running knee strike to the prone Miku. And sending Miku back into the Toon's corner. Tagging in Kaede looking for a tag team attack. Kaede just barely missing on that crossbody. And now looking for an elbow drop. Miku seeing that coming, gets out of the way. And now sending Kaede into the Idol's corner. And just dragging the arm across his face. Kaede rolling to the outside. Miku staring her down. And a diving hammer drop. Miku's out, Ibuki's in, and Ibuki immediately just spearing Maki off the apron. There are 6 Kaedes in the ring. Kaede with a springboard moonsault, forcing Ibuki back up to her feet, and a toss back into the corner. And now Ibuki crawling to the corner, gets the tag out. And now Miku with a strong right cross, looking for a corkscrew crossbody, but Kaede gets out of the way. And then turning that into a single knee suplex. And the cover, there's 1, there's 2, Miku kicks out. Kaede tags out, Maki's back in, Miku crawling to the corner and gets the tag out. Now we have the original 2. Wheelbarrow arm drag from Ibuki, dragging Maki away from the southern ropes. And now Maki's to the outside, Ibuki quickly following her, forcing her back up to her feet. And a suplex. Ibuki forcing Maki back up yet again. There's 5. Ibuki's back inside the ring. There's 6. Ibuki tags out. Miku's back in. And now Miku with a spear sending Kaede off the apron. Maki to her knee at the count of 8 back inside the ring. So no count out, at least quite yet. And now Miku with a neck breaker. Maki's back up to her feet. Not for long. Miku sending her with a head scissor toss. And Miku stopping that tag out attempt. And another head scissor toss. Referee nearly getting in the way. And now Miku up top. Corkscrew splash into the cover. There's 1, there's 2, there's Kaede in the ring. Baki kicks out, but advantage to the Idols. And a toss back into the corner, tagging in Ibuki. And a tag team attack, and now Ibuki going for the cover. There's 1, there's 2, almost. But Maki gets the shoulder up just before 3. And now Maki with the hangman, sending Ibuki down, and smartly tagging Kaede back in. Now Kaede going for the cover. There's 1, there's 2. Ibuki kicks out. And Ibuki with a head scissor toss. Enziguri from Kaede. Forcing the Ultimate Musician up to her feet, looking for an elbow. But Ibuki turning that around. And now a side suplex, heading back to the corner, tagging Miku back in. And now Miku tagging Ibuki back in, looking for another tag team attack. There's an uppercut to the stomach. And now Ibuki locking in a Kojai clutch. Here comes Maki to break it up, but the Idols yet again with the advantage. And another pin attempt from Ibuki. There's 1, there's 2. Kaede kicks out. Ibuki up top now, looking for a spiral tap. Kaede gets out of the way. And looking to turn this one around quickly with a tag team attack. And a big tag team super kick. Miku's going to break that up, but now the advantage is in the Killer Tunes corner. Another hangman, and now Maki just tagging Kaede back in inexplicably. Kaede with an arm drag. Into the cover, there's one, there's two, and a rope break. And a neck breaker. Kaede going for another pin. There's one, there's two, and this time, Ibuki's not going to get the rope, not going to kick out. It's going to be a 3 count.
Here are your winners, the Union.
And for our second tag team matchup of the evening, introducing first, it is Kokichi Yoma and Rantaro Amami. It is D.I.C.E.
Combined weight of 252 pounds, the Anarchists.
And their opponents, if my watch is to be believed, it is time for your former tag team champions, the Dark Out.
Of 266 pounds, the Steiner Brothers.
Here we go, Rantaro, Makoto, the first in the ring. And referee rings the bell, they meet in the middle, with Rantaro immediately tossing Makoto into D.I.C.E.'s corner. Now the kicks to the chest. Makoto turning that around, bouncing off of Rantaro. And elbowing out of the grapple. Makoto tossing Rantaro into the corner, kick to the back of the head, and now looking for a sliding suplex. Rantaro getting out of the way of the stomp, getting out of that grapple, and an axe kick. And Makoto with a small package suplex into the pin. There's only one. And now Makoto going for the cover. There's one, there's two. Kokichi kicks out. And now Makoto tagging in Junpei. Junpei forcing Kokichi up to his feet. Irish whip into the corner, tagging Makoto back in, looking for a tag team attack. Excuse me. Just an uppercut to the stomach, and now Makoto tossing Kokichi into the northeast corner, and a suplex. And now Kokichi going for the cover. There's one. Makoto kicks out. And now looking for a slam. Thought that was going to be a suplex, but no, Kokichi turning that around. Or maybe changing his mind halfway through. And now just working on the neck. And now a bridging suplex from Makoto going for the pin. There's one. Kokichi kicks out. Rantaro looking for the tag out and not getting it. Makoto fights his way out of the corner. Kokichi tossing him back into the back into D.I.C.E's corner, and Makoto with an elbow into a facebuster, going for the cover. Rantaro's going to break it up, but advantage to the Dark Hour. Makoto pulling on the arm. And a toss back into the Dark Hour's corner. Makoto just working on that lower leg with that kick, and now a stunner. Going for the cover. There's one, there's two, and Kokichi kicks out. Kokichi forcing Makoto back up to his feet. Tossing him towards Rantaro. And now elbow just planted directly into the throat. Now replacing the elbow with the palm. There's one. Makoto kicks out. Now Rantaro's back inside the ring, just smashing the knee into the canvas and forcing Makoto back up to his feet. Toss into the corner, kicks to the chest, spinning back kick, and now Rantaro with a drive-by. And now Makoto with a 180 suplex. Forcing up Rantaro, taking him down with an arm breaker. Now tagging in Junpei. Junpei with a big kick to the jaw. And now a middle rope springboard enziguri. And now just showing off to the crowd, allowing Rantaro to kick to tag out. And now up over the shoulders. Into a fireman's carry jawbreaker. And now going for the cover. Here comes Rantaro to break it up. Now Junpei forcing Kokichi back up to his feet, tossing him towards Rantaro. And now a corner enziguri. And again, just allowing his opponent to tag out. That is twice in a row. And allowing Rantaro to hit a Superman punch. Now over the shoulders. Just dropping him onto his knee. Makoto's gonna have to save Junpei. Junpei now with a jawbreaker. Why don't you go for a pin earlier? Now Kokichi's breaking it up. And now if patterns are to be believed, Junpei is not even going to attempt to prevent the tag out, but Makoto might. Makoto with the takedown, repositioning himself. A knee right to the jawline. And now stomp to the ankle. Toss to the corner now. Just wrapping the arm around the top rope. Rantaro tossing Makoto back into the Dark Hours corner, into the D.I.C.E corner, excuse me. And now a turnstile elbow. Makoto's gonna tag out. And now a flying forearm from Junpei. Allowing Rantaro to get up to his feet, and Kokichi just playing a little bit of defense. And now Junpei walking Rantaro to the southwest corner. Corner enziguri. Looking to put this one away. There's one, there's two. Rantaro kicks out. Now Junpei tagging Makoto back in, looking for another tag team attack, double back body drop. And now Makoto not going for the cover, instead forcing him up. Uppercut, still not going for a cover. Toss to the corner, will it be another tag team attack? Doesn't look like it. Makoto, why didn't she go for a cover there? Why does nobody know how to go for a cover in an advantage situation? Or an advantageous situation? No idea. But Junpei with an axe kick. Still nothing. Toss to the corner. Tagging in Makoto, looking for another tag team attack. The fireman's carry drop into an arm breaker, and Makoto finally going for a cover. There's one, there's two, there's three.
Here are your winners, the Steiner Brothers.
Junpei, you got lucky that Makoto actually understands basic strategy. And now for our next matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is the ringleader himself, your former men's Nexus champion,
Making his way to the ring from Cleveland,
Jaren.
Ohio, weighing in at 155 pounds, Jaren.
And his opponent, representing Yorha,
Weighing in at 200
it is 9S.
Niles S.
And here we go, both men ready. Ref rings bell to meet in the middle, with 9S looking for a knife edge chop. Jaren gets out of the way and now immediately into a submission hold. 9S looking to put this one away within like 10 seconds. Jaren fights his way out. And Jaren with a scissor kick. 9S back up to his feet, being turned around, punch the spine, stomp to the ankle. And 9S fights his way out. Fighting Jaren into the corner. And now going for the cover, there's 2. Jaren kicks out. Now to the outside, 9S just continuously choking Jaren, stomp to the wrist, turns him around. And Jaren with an elbow fights out. Tossing 9S back inside the ring, quickly following. Nines grabbing Jaren from behind, there's a belly to back suplex. And Jaren with a reversal, sweeping 9S off his feet before going for the cover. There's 1, and only 1. Now 9S with another submission maneuver. Jaren again elbowing out. And now hammerlock, DDT. Jaren going for the cover. There's 1, there's 2. 9S kicks out. There's 1, there's 2, 9S again pops the shoulder. Jaren now, top rope. Jaren now, top rope, crossbody. And now some fisticuffs between these two. Knife edge chop across the throat or across the chest. And now Jaren putting an early stop to that. 9S turning that around, knee strike off the Irish whip. And now 9S again looking for a submission. Just pulling back on the arm. Jaren again elbowing out. But eventually something's going to have to break, right? Jaren with an elbow. 9S ducking underneath that. And dragging Jaren away from the ropes. Stomp to the jaw. And Jaren with a takedown. Into the cover. There's 1, there's 2. 9S kicks out. And now Jaren going for the cover. There's 1, there's 2. 9S kicks out just before 3. Jaren running towards 9S. Another elbow. And now a springboard head scissor toss. 9S to the outside. Jaren following. Tossing Jaren back inside the ring. And now 9S looking for another Kojai clutch. Jaren elbowing out, seeing it coming before this time. And a faceplant just catching the neck against the bottom rope. Into the cover. There's one, there's two, there's three.
Here is your winner, Jaren!
And another surprising win for the ringleader. And next up,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from the internet, Sophie!
introducing first, it is humanity's companion and your former women's Cruiserweight champion. It is Sophie. And her opponent. It is the Detective Prince of the Investigation Squad. It is Naoto Shirogane. Here we go, Sophie, Naoto, both ready. Ref rings the bell to meet in the middle. With Sophie immediately with a kick to the chest, wrist clutch, and now with top rope arm drag. Sophie now with a head scissor Hurricane Rana and a standing shooting star press. And another head scissor takedown. Sophie up top, and a diving hammer punch takedown. Naoto with a reversal, Sophie with a reversal right back. Naoto again. Now Naoto just tossing Sophie into the steel steps. There's two. And just Naoto, I think she's trying to toss Sophie back inside the ring. And now she's just continuously tossing Sophie into the steel steps. There's 9. Both women in, despite Naoto doing a bit of a shimmy. Head scissor takedown from Sophie. Head scissor takedown. Naoto elbowing herself out, turning Sophie around, and now a headlock. And Sophie fights out. Now Sophie heading up top, staring down Naoto. Corkscrew moonsault into the cover. There's 1, there's 2. Naoto kicks out. Naoto sending Sophie into the corner. And Sophie with another head scissor flip. Stomp to the back of the neck. And a standing shooting star press. Sling blade from Sophie into a standing shooting star press. Naoto tossing Sophie back inside the ring, rolling in after her. And Naoto with an elbow, springboard flying forearm. And a stomp to the face, turning Sophie around. Gut wrench power slam. Into a knee. And now Naoto chicken wing Sophie flipping out. And now Naoto with a spear. Into the cover. There's 1, 2. Sophie kicks out. Naoto looking for another finisher. Sophie turning that around. And now hitting the clotheslines. There's 1, there's 2. Naoto kicks out. And Sophie with a clothesline. And a DDT from the corner. And Naoto getting out of the way of that moonsault. And a clothesline taking Sophie back down, forcing her up to her feet. And walking Sophie to the northeast corner. Pulling her away. Scoop, slam, takedown. And a moonsault. Naoto forcing Sophie back up to her feet. Toss back into the corner, pulling her away yet again, and another scoop. Naoto forcing Sophie back up yet again. Walking her now to the northwest corner. And would you believe it? Another scoop, but Sophie turning that around. Chicken wing DDT. And the cover. There's one, there's two, there's three.
Here is your winner, A.I. Sophie!
And now for our next matchup of the evening. Introducing first, it is the bear of the TV world, Teddie.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Creed brothers from the internet, weighing in at 123 pounds, the Bear, Teddie!
And his opponent, it is the ultimate lucky student himself.
43 pounds, with Kobayashi!
It is Nagito Komaeda. And referee rings the bell. Nagito begins with a left-hand knife-edge chop. And now a gut buster. And now a knee to the face. Nagito forcing Teddie back up to his feet. Missing the first kick, hits the second. Half-pitch knee raise into an axe kick. Now Teddie on the offense. Forcing Nagito back up to his feet. Running around a little bit. Middle rope. Wheelbarrow facebuster. And now going for the cover. There's one. There's two. Nagito kicks out. Nagito to the outside. Teddie following him. Head scissor into the steel steps. And a tilt-whirl armbar. And there's a Russian leg sweep. Teddie heading up top. And a diving arm drag. And a shot right to the back of the head. And now Teddie going for the cover. There's one, there's two. Nagito kicks out. Nagito rolling out of the way of the kick of the punch, but there's a face buster. And the cover, there's one, there's two. Nagito kicks out. Top rope springboard. And now Teddie in the corner lining up a spear. And the cover, there's one, there's two, and Nagito's not going to kick out. And here comes Fox. It's a bit of an open secret that Teddie's looking for another title opportunity. And now Fox just staring down his opponent. And will this be the final championship matchup for the men's Cruiserweight belt at Ultimate Fight Night? We'll just have to wait and see. And for a penultimate matchup of the evening, introducing first, representing C's, it is Yukari Takeba.
From Tokyo, Japan, Yuri Hanaka.
And her opponent, it is the change bringer herself, Delta. And here we go, both women ready. And ref rings the bell to meet in the middle, with Delta immediately running towards the western ropes looking for a springboard. Yukari catching her, pulling her back into a knee to the gut. And that was stomped to the leg. Yukari, knee to the leg again. And Delta kicking her off. Kick right to the top of the head. And Yukari with an enzigiri. And Yukari with a ground and pound. Stomp to the chest. And again, but Delta rolls that around. Offers a counterattack. There's one, Yukari kicks out. Now Yukari to the outside. Delta just taunting her from inside the ring. Yukari rolls back in, immediately sent down by a kick. Delta forcing Yukari back up to her feet. Head scissor toss. Rolling Yukari onto her side. Kick to the spine. Forcing her up. And Yukari with a stunner. Delta ducks underneath that kick. Up over the shoulders. And bouncing Yukari off the top rope. Left hand from Delta, dragging the arm across the face, and again. Yukari again with a stunner. Irish whip. Uppercut to the stomach, but Delta just runs past it. And now the clotheslines into the single leg dropkick and the cover. There's two. Yukari kicks out. Delta heading up top. Moonsault. There's two. Delta forcing Yukari back up to her feet. Yukari turning that around. Kicks to the thigh. Delta with a reversal right back. Pulling Yukari away. Waving the red flag. Dangling double leg dropkick. Now Delta with a neck breaker. Stomp to the jaw. Heads up top yet again. Staring down Yukari. Lining up. Diving crossbody. And now headlock from behind. Yukari fights out. Springboard kick to the chest. Delta back up. And now Yukari sending her down. Looking for the short shoot kicks. And the cover. There's 1, 2. Delta kicks out. Yukari lining up a finisher. Fujiwara armbar. And Delta immediately finding the escape. And now Delta with a hammer, with a arm pull. Yukari elbows out. And now Irish whip. Pop-up knee to the chest. Enzigiri. Delta jumps down from the top rope. And Yukari catching her with a clothesline and again. Middle rope moonsault. And the cover. 1, 2. Delta kicks out. And now Yukari again with a submission hold, headlock applied. And now just releasing the hold. Looking for some more short shoot kicks. I think that submission was more of a setup than anything else. And the cover. There's 1, there's 2, there's Yukari. Delta, you know, if you want another title shot, you have to win these matches. And now for our main event of the evening. Introducing first. It is the Lone Wolf himself, Zenkichi Hasegawa.
Weighing in at 225 pounds.
And his opponent, coming off of a disappointing loss against Undyne last week, it is the Dragon of Dojima, Kazuma Kiryu. Now both men ready. Referee rings the bell to meet in the middle. And now Kiryu grabbing Wolf from behind, tossing him over to the corner. And now just bashing the head against the canvas. Wolf looking for the grapple. Kiryu turning that around with a couple of kicks to the thigh. And sending Wolf for an Irish whip. And Kiryu not ready for that, just kind of bouncing Wolf off of him, and Wolf with an elbow. Now Zenkichi sending Kiryu for a run. Looking for a suplex, Kiryu fights out. Up over the shoulders, powerbomb takedown. Kiryu forcing Wolf up to his feet. Irish whip diving underneath. Over the top. And a double leg dropkick. Kiryu with a neck breaker. And a stomp right across the jaw. Look for another stomp. Wolf up to his feet. And Kiryu catching him with a tossing suplex. Moonsault from Wolf going for the cover. Only one. Kiryu with a double leg dropkick, and again ducking underneath that, and a crossbody. Kiryu forcing Wolf back up to his feet, turning him around, and just a face plant. Now Kiryu up top, diving crossbody, and the finisher. Up, over, Zenkichi slipping out. Elbow to the back of the knee. Flying forearm connects. Now stomp to the face. Zenkichi with a running soccer ball kick, forcing Kiryu back up to his feet yet again. And a toss into the northwest corner, excuse me. Kiryu with a corner alley-oop powerbomb, pushing Wolf down, going for the cover. Only one. And now both men in the pockets just exchanging blows after blow. Neither men relenting. And now Kiryu turning Wolf around. Another over-the-shoulder face plant. And now Kiryu looking for a tiger drop. Up. Over. Tiger drop. And the cover. There's one, there's two, there's three.
Here is your winner,
And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight. As next week, if my math is correct, should be the final week of matches before we take a week off break. And then after that, on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or Christmas Day and the 26th, depending, it should be the 24th and 25th. It is Ultimate Fight Night. It's hard to believe that we're already at the end of the season, but alas, here we are. But yeah, with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us, and hope to see you next week, where it's going to be, yeah, like I said, the final week of matches. But until then, we are signing out from Green Bay, Wisconsin. See ya.